Hey fam, good morning. Happy Wednesday. How's it going, Kelly? What's happening?
I'm a little tired. One of my friends had a birthday party last night, and it was just like went a little later than it should have.
Did you get mom drunk?
No. It wasn't that. It was just like good conversations and good food, and no, I'm just tired.
That's what I meant. Good conversations, good food, and being responsible. What did you think I meant?
I know exactly what you meant.
I thought Kelly was the plot line to every single Tina Fey movie last night, but I guess not.
No.
We are grabbing one last audio clip and getting ready for the show. What are you doing this morning? Hit us up on the comments. Also, if you want to say Alexa, you know what? If we're on in someone's house right now, Alexa, enable the Tommy Show.
Aw.
We were on a conference call yesterday. We were talking about our Alexa skill, and someone's Alexa in the office started.
I think that's just rude to activate someone else's Alexa.
Why not?
Because that's not your job to access someone else's Alexa.
But what if we're helping them? What if they're like getting an Alexa skill they didn't know they even needed, and then they get that skill and they're like, "Thank you for that skill." I don't understand why that wouldn't be a thing. It would just be like giving your friend good advice. There's nothing different there than not.
Okay.
I encourage the Tommy Show family to scream at Alexas wherever they go.
I think you should stop saying Alexa.
Alright, fine. Siri, enable the Tommy Show. I think it's a free country, and if I want to speak of her, I can speak of her. Hang on. Time to start the show. Here we go. Well, giddy up and good morning. Welcome to your Wednesday. How you doing, Kelly Collis?
I'm good. I am a little tired, moving a little slow this morning, but I'm also, when I checked my social media feeds this morning, it's starting to happen. That thing that happens every summer.
When you count down how many games out of first place the Nats are?
No.
Oh.
The vacation photos.
Yes.
They're starting to pop up, and I'm so happy all my friends are enjoying their vacations.
You sound happy about that.
Rosé at 11 o'clock in the morning while they're on the beach, but it's hard for those that are stuck here working. That's all.
Stuck here working, you get to build an empire and a business, and we are on the beginning stages of a total media revolution.
Keep telling yourself that, Tom.
Absolutely.
Maybe it will happen.
Broadcasting from your basement, you know? If you, Kelly, if you need some like emotional support rosé, that's totally fine. You can bring it down here. We can involve it in the show.
I don't need you to tell me that. Do it anyway.
What's in that cup of yours you got over there?
You'll never know.
Yeah, well, I am just apologizing to my neighbors and friends in downtown DC as I've been walking around the streets, just screaming about my dog and his new poop abilities or non-abilities.
Right, because you're trying to get him to. Are you trying to get him to poop on command?
Poop on command and poop outside. So I got the new puppy Kotak, and he's been good. We are 3 days without incident. I'm gonna get one of those little calendars on the wall like they have in like factories, like how many days without injury.
You can't. This poor dog is already named after your old dog, and then you're gonna put the pressure on that he's had incidents.
He's named in homage to the old dog.
It's a lot of pressure, that dog.
And so it's not even a new trick to teach him. He just needs to learn how to poop outside, and he's been amazing at it so far.
Oh, that's good.
0 incidents in 3 days.
That's good.
So I'm a happy papa.
Aw. Well, you saw this headline, Tommy. You got to tell me about it because all I see in our little show plan that we have here is Bodie McBoatface.
Yes, Bodie McBoatface is making scientific breakthroughs. So I'm not sure if you remember this. Like a few years ago, they were going to name a new ship in the UK, like a big boat, like a huge ship. And they were like, "Dear public, what do you think?" The same public who voted for Brexit. And they were like, "Hey, we should..." What? I'm not saying either way. I'm just giving you I'm just saying that that's the thing that the public also voted for. And they named the boat, or the number one winning answer was Bodie McBoatface.
Right.
And the UK was like, "So we're not going to do that. We're going to name this boat after a prince. But you guys can have this remote control submarine." And all of the citizens were like, shrug emoji, that's fine. So Bodie McBoatface has been a remote control sub that's been on the ocean floor for months. And Bodie McBoatface has actually been doing some really great work of tracking how temperatures in the bottom of the ocean are changing, and they're able to help better study and link it to following climate change. So Bodie McBoatface, the joke vote, actually is helping the world learn more about climate change.
That's really cool. Well, the same thing happened with the dolphins. Remember we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where the Potomac River meets the Chesapeake.
Yes.
And there's
yes.
there's these dolphins that are being born there, and I guess that happens every now and again. It's kind of rare, but they asked the public to name the dolphins, and they were getting Dolphin McDolphin face.
Yes.
Which they did not. I don't know what they ended up. We need to do a follow up.
They should have gone with that. I think Dolphin McDolphin face is absolutely the right way to go.
Okay. You should have considered that for your Kotak. Chippy McChickface.
Doggy McDogface?
No, Chippy McChickface.
Oh, well, if we get him
hard to
registered at the AKC, although he's not a purebred.
No.
Oh, never mind. Because, like, you know, like, American Kennel Club dogs all have, like...
I've got 2 of them.
But does your dog have, like, the ridiculous surname?
Yes. So when they... Yes. Because there were actually papers that I didn't file. It's the breeder files them.
So what is your dog's full name? Do you know?
I don't remember my golden. It is a ridiculously long name, and it has all sorts of meanings. I would have to pull those papers. But yes, there is that long, like, Sir Richard Branson.
Your dog's name Richard Branson?
It's something like that. It's something. There's some sort of British call out, and it has a call back to the small town, which was outside of Richmond, where the dog was born. It's ridiculous.
Richmond, Virginia, or is there a Richmond in the UK?
Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, I don't know, because you know things used to be UK, now they're American. The whole,
is that how it works?
Yeah, it's a lot of boats. Oh, say, can you see? You know, we got history. It's hashtag it's complicated. Our relationship with the UK on Facebook is hashtag complicated. That's interesting. We used to breed German Shepherds growing up, and we had like 6 German Shepherds in my house. At one point, we had a whole pack of animals, and we had all the AKC names too. I think my dog growing up was like Luther Taboo, which was our first dog's name, Von Deckelhaus, which was like the name of like what the breeder had like all of his dogs named that, like something the third. Like it was this like long thing.
You get some ancestry things in there.
I bet we can make a fortune doing doggy ancestry.
Yeah, we can find out. Maybe my Louis, my golden retriever, is related to Troy.
You never know.
You never know. Things could get weird.
It's very. You know what it actually sounds like? It sounds very Game of Thronesy.
We are eventually going to go through one full week where we do not make a Game of Thrones reference. We will.
Very possible, but I must say, not today.
Not today.
Not today. It's not going to happen today.
So this is a really cool local story. So these 2 women that were furloughed in the last government shutdown were in a lot of trouble. They had kids that were in college. They had mortgages to pay, and they came up with a business to make homemade cheesecakes and sell them. So they got so much press, and they were so delicious, they were even on The Ellen Show. And they did. They made these cheesecakes out of their home and had started a little business. Well, today, some very big news for those women. First off, they have quit their government jobs, and Walmart is now picked up their cheesecakes.
Wow.
So that is, of course, a major brand that's carrying these 2 women from Oxon Hill, Maryland, making it happen.
That is incredible.
Entrepreneurs, we should get some inspiration from that.
They're joining Patti LaBelle. Remember Patti LaBelle has her sweet potato pie at Walmart?
Yeah. Yes.
There was like that giant shortage a little bit ago, so Cheesecake Sisters, make sure you have enough cheesecakes.
Yeah, really cool, really cool.
That's awesome. We would, I think we do need some entrepreneurial advice from them. Also, like, there's a thing about sisters in baking. We have the Georgetown Cupcake Sisters, there's the Pie Sisters. So if you have a sister, go through your recipes and start making whatever that is.
I think it's a little harder than that, but yes.
I'm sure it's harder than that. But you know what? You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. Get your sister, get your mom's recipes, and make it happen.
Little Fox is looking at us like...
That's right! Senior intern Little Fox has a sister.
Right, so we don't want her to go anywhere, so...
No, we want her to be rich. She'll buy advertising then.
Okay.
For her Little Fox sister, whatever's they makes. Ed Sheeran is making news too. So he has been dropping all these hints about his new album, number 6 collaboration, which is just him teaming up with all kinds of awesome people.
Bruno Mars, Chris Stapleton, Cardi B, Camila Cabello, and the kind of list goes on and on. We know he already has a song out with Justin Bieber, which is called I Don't Care.
We love playing that song.
I love it too because he can kind of, it's half the work, right? Because it's not just all him.
Huh.
He had these collaborators.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what, for my next album, because he used to play all the different instruments on his own when he
That's
was on tour.
right.
So he's like, you know what, I'm doing okay.
I mean,
I can do half the work.
He's really slacking off. He played all that. You're right, and now he's like, I'm just gonna half it. I'm gonna really just half it.
Travis Scott, Eminem. I mean, I love the broad genres that he goes through, from country to urban music. I mean, it's just amazing. And you know what? Ed Sheeran's one of the few artists I think that can really get away with doing that.
Totally, because he's like a musician. He's not like a. I mean, I'm not saying he's ugly, but he's not like a pretty face who's just like, I just sing the songs. He's like, you can just tell that all of these thoughts and all of these sounds are just in his head.
Yeah, and also, you know, he had a stuttering problem when he was a kid, and it was his love of rap that got him through the stuttering.
That's right. It was like Eminem was the one who
I believe it was.
Who he like credited with getting him through stuttering. I love that. The new album comes out on July 6th, and also Ed Sheeran is the new spokesperson for Heinz Ketchup.
That's an interesting placement.
So we don't often like talk about ads that celebrities do around here, but this is just so brilliant. So Ed Sheeran apparently loves ketchup, and he carries it with him, basically on his person at all times.
I feel like that's such an Americana thing, but okay.
It is, you know, and then we love that because Heinz is from like Kentucky, right? It's somewhere in the Midwest, Pittsburgh. I don't know.
I thought it was Pennsylvania for him.
You're right. It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I should know that because there's a keystone on the logo. Duh.
Well, and he was the senator from Pennsylvania.
Who?
Heinz.
Oh.
Now, he passed away in a plane crash. Anyway.
Got it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
For another time.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I had never heard of that before. I knew Teresa Heinz married John Kerry.
Because she lost her husband.
Oh.
Who was a senator from Pennsylvania.
Huh.
Anyway, back to Ed Sheeran.
She married 2 senators?
I believe that's the story, so I'm just, yes.
Okay, if there's a John Kerry historian, or if John Kerry's listening, hit the open mic button or the call us live button and get involved.
You talk about Ed Sheeran, I'll check my phone.
I would love to know the backstory on that. The call us live button you can use anytime, or the open mic button to record a message. But so he had this experience in a restaurant where he BYOK, he brought his own ketchup, and he sent the voice note to Heinz on Twitter on their DMs, and they're like, let's make a commercial. And he's like, so just him and Heinz Ketchup. It's like Ed Sheeran times Heinz Ketchup.
I love that he goes around with ketchup in his pocket.
What'd you find in Teresa Heinz Kerry?
Holy
cow, this is all coming full circle.
Yes, I was correct. He died in the early 90s. He was a senator from Pennsylvania. Heinz.
Wow.
That part of the Heinz fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like very politically aware in the early 90s because I was...
Don't. No one wins there.
I was not just... I was a ways from voting at that point.
Yeah. So I remember hearing about that, and then she married John Kerry.
Huh. I got so many questions
also, I'm kind of
about
disappointed you didn't know that because you're from Pennsylvania, and I think you pride yourself on sort of all things Pennsylvania history.
I do, but hear me out. It's Pittsburgh, and I'm from eastern Pennsylvania. So, like, east coast of Pennsylvania, we align more with, like, New York.
But he was your senator.
I mean...
the whole entire state.
I know how Senate seats work.
Well, I'm not so sure these days.
But if it was in the early 90s, I was in kindergarten through 3rd grade.
Okay.
So I wasn't, like, super, like... politically, I wasn't going to Harrisburg, or I wasn't like, calling my Senate office at that point.
You should try harder.
Well, and if I had a senator in D.C., I'd call them all the time. But we don't have one yet. #51. If you're watching on Facebook Live, see my shirt. That's wild. That she married then. So she must have known him from D.C.
Probably.
Huh.
Run in the same circles. I don't know. Who knows? So
wow.
I just want to pivot to another D.C. story that, and I'm very impressed that we were able to go from Ed Sheeran to Teresa Heinz to state politics in Pennsylvania.
And Bodie McBoatface. Let's not forget about Bodie McBoatface, shall we?
Okay. DC sports. We love talking about that around here, and a tradition that has happened. We're out.
Uh-oh.
We're out.